This is Matt, and we've got Popular Science from March 1974. We're gonna go through this together and see what was going on and see if there's anything interesting in here. And right on the front, it seems interesting. We have this house with this solar panel array. It all looks very modern. But of course, this is from 50 years ago. Almost. Let's see, February, March, yeah. 50 years. The latest news on 3 ways to ease the energy pinch. Pinch, 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 pinch. Energy pinch. Solar heated houses. Clean power from coal. Well, I mean, no offense to anyone, but if you work in the coal mines and all, but clean power from coal is sort of an oxymoron. And magneto hydrodynamics. Call it MHD. Never heard of it. What else do we got here? Yeah, so it says it's a progress report on solar research across the country. I assume that these 50-year-old solar panels are much less efficient than the ones that they have today, and I'm sure that they're much more expensive. Expensive. Subaru. 91,000 miles on a Subaru and spent less than $20 on repairs. Every day, more people are trading for a Subaru. I guess this is when these little Japanese cars from Toyota and Honda and Subaru started becoming popular. I mean, 91,000 miles on a car from 1974 is a lot, considering that the odometers only went up to 99,999 miles. Detroit didn't even make an odometer that assumed the car would make it to 100,000 miles. And over here we got some boat Mercury power. Yeah. Used to be a lot of advertisements for boats back then. A lot more back then. Why does GE call the Weathertron heat pump when it both heats and cools? What's funny is that in the HVAC world, heat pumps are, all the buzzword. Heat pumps are gonna solve everything. I mean, not really. You use it to heat and you use it to cool. That's the basic physics of a refrigeration unit. You have one side that's hot and one side that's cold. And if you want some Osmonds 8 tracks or 3 Dog Night, or if you're still rocking out with those LPs, this is the Record Club of America. I guess this is RCA. I mean, that's not what RCA normally stands for, but I don't know. It's not Columbia House. fascinating because this is just, a history of telecommunications right here. Avoid paying extra installation charges when you order new phone service. Have all the work done at one time. Changing your mind later will mean extra visits and extra charges. Yeah, you wanted to move the phone from one room to another. You weren't supposed to be allowed to even touch those wires. You had to call a phone company to come out and do it. Consider carefully all the different colors and styles, because the only place you're getting phones from are these kids. Don't think you're going to Radio Shack and buying your own phone. You're renting one from them. As one of our business office service representatives to explain the different types of service offered by your local Bell company, choose the one that best fits your pattern of calling. If you don't do a lot of calling each month, ask if budget or limited service is available. Most of these are kind of BS. This is about establishing credit. Reach a wrong number on a long distance call you just dialed. Don't just hang up. Ask for the area code and the number you've reached in error. Sorry. Can you imagine doing that? Can you tell me the area code and number that I've misdialed? Because I'm going to dial the operator and report what happened. The operator will have the charge removed. So you're supposed to have this whole conversation with this person that you accidentally misdialed and get their phone number so you can call the... If a coin phone swallows your money but doesn't give you your call, you're entitled to a refund. Find a phone that works, dial operator and explain what happened. You'll get a refund in the mail. Didn't they have that technology just to put the phone call through for you? Can you imagine them sending out a check for a quarter? Oh no, it wouldn't be a quarter, right? It'd be a dime. How many checks for a dime were they cutting every month? Save on long distance charges by cutting down on person-to-person calls. It's true, you may not be able to reach the person you want on your first try with station-to-station calls. That's all. This is completely above most people's heads, but when you made a person-to-person call, you would call and tell the operator the name of the person you wanted to talk to. So if Mary answered the phone and you told the operator that you wanted to talk to Bill, if Bill wasn't there, you didn't have to pay for the phone call. The trade-off to that is that those person-to-person calls were more expensive than if you just picked up the phone and dialed it and talked to whoever answered it. But can you imagine? Dialing your out-of-state long-distance calls is the least expensive way of all. 555-1212. Make sure you know when dial direct rates apply before you make your call. They apply on all out-of-state calls to anywhere in the United States, excluding Alaska, if they are completed from a residence or business phone without an operator's assistance. They also apply on calls placed with an operator from a residence or business phone when direct dialing facilities are not yet is one exception. If you run into equipment trouble completing a long distance call, a long distance call you're dialing yourself from a home or business phone, you'll still be eligible for the dial direct rate, even if you require an operator's assistance. Oh my god. It just goes on and on. Different times of day cost different rates. The information pages at the front of your local telephone book are a good source of tips on how to place your phone calls and how to save time and money in using your telephone. Look in the book and save. Well, I guess also instead of calling directory assistance, I don't know if in 1974 if they were charging for directory assistance yet. It may have been free back then. Mustang 2 meets its competitors.
What company was that?
Oh, it was the Bell system. It was all the local Bell system telephone companies, so like Pennsylvania Bell or Pacific Bell, or they were all part of the same. Were they under AT&T? Did they even call the long distance calling AT&T? I mean, that's where the Bell system came. Yeah, anyway, but they were more like a public utility than they were like a publicly run company. Although, hello, they weren't a utility. I mean, I guess they were, but I don't know. I think if I talk in the front like this, it sounds much better, but you can't see anything. Hello. It's like when I talk right in front here, that this is where it actually works. Oh, you know what I can do? I can go like this. I'm straining to not move my head and continue to talk, but move my eyes to look down and read Mustang 2 meets its competitors. I mean the Mustang 2. What a letdown from the Mustang of the 60s. Is that a Ford Maverick? What is that? The Capri called an Opel Manta. Oh yeah, they did. They had Opels back then. Cars that GM made in Germany. What's this? What's this GT? This called? Oh, this is a Mitsubishi, but the Colt was, I think, it was a Dodge Colt or something like that. They were, little badge engineering. They were captive imports. They were imported cars that domestic companies were selling. But Chrysler did good with those captive imports. Those were good cars for them, and of course later in the 80s and 90s they expanded their relationship with Mitsubishi and built a plant together in Normal, Illinois. That's the name of the town, Normal. DSM, Diamond Star Motors, which eventually Chrysler bailed out of, and then it became Mitsubishi Manufacturing of America, MMA, Mitsubishi Motors Manufacturing of America, MMA, something like that. Anyway, that plant closed. I believe that was the only Union auto plant in the United States that was owned by a foreign car company. That one that Mitsubishi had. All those other foreign car manufacturers that have plants in the United States are not part of the UAW, but that one was. It was the only one that was. Today's Army. Here you got all your testing of these little guys, these small cars, how to go about selling your invention. Oh, see here, look at that. Even though they were small cars, you know what they got? They made room for a full-size spare. That's right, baby. A whole new shape in home air conditioning. What the heck is this? Oh, this is the furnace and that's the air conditioning unit. Wow. Electric mower that really works. Is this battery up? No way. This is a 36 volt battery operated mower. And I think that those battery operated electric mowers that they have now, I think those are 36 volt. These probably are like lead acid batteries or something, but which of course they wouldn't have today. They'd have something, like lithium or something. McCulloch, is that how you say it? Boy, he's just, that guy, the whole story about him. Built a town in Arizona and bought the London Bridge and moved it there. Helmet radio for rapping on the road. Wait, there were white guys rapping in 1974. Wow. Oh, it's a motorcycle helmet. Yeah. Da, 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 da. What do we got here? New ideas from the inventors. Oh, and just endless cigarette ads, just non-stop cigarette ads. Chrysler launches 2 new 4-wheel drive vehicles. More boat motors. Look at the elegance. Ford announces a timely new midsize car in the Thunderbird tradition, the Gran Torino Elite. The Elite's optional luxury interior featuring knit cloth upholstery and those beautiful white wall tires. The Gran Torino Elite. That was a mid-size car, by the way. The engine bay is as big as the passenger. It may actually be bigger. And these big 2-door cars that sat 4 people, right? It's something you don't see very often. I don't think you see it at all anymore. Projector color TVs. 2 projector system that beam huge color pictures onto special screens are now in production. Oh, Sony's $3,045 VBB 2000. The Sony model delivers a 30 by 40 inch color picture. $3,000 in 1974. What's that? That's gotta be, I don't know. Wish I had my calculator here, but that's gonna be like $40,000. guess, but instant on TV tubes. Are you tired of waiting for your TV tube to warm up? That used to be a thing. I'll get you John Deere trailer or more cigarette ads. Shot-free fibers won't give you any static. It's new. It's digital. It's not. I mean, really, it's the picture couldn't be any more analog, but I guess it has some sort like a digital clock and digital channel readout. So something, that's a big deal, baby. And you're gonna put this together yourself. This is sold by the Bell and Howell schools. Doing your Heathkit thing. Rigid Quirk high output wind generator. Working on their wind power. And we got our boats, the newest Boston Whaler. I don't know anything about boats, but I know that the Boston Whaler's one of the most popular personal boats ever made. The Comfortable Caprice Classic. My grandparents had one of these. I mean, you want to talk about a land yacht? Talk about a boat. They get 2 miles to the gallon. Giant fuel cell will generate enough electricity for town. More cigarette ads. Should I just ignore them? Not even mention them. Pennzoil. From Pennsylvania. I mean, originally, right? That was the deal. They discovered oil in Pennsylvania. Am I making that up? No, I think that's true. Dodge say smoky. Cold starts with a hot engine. Additive or adjustment. Oh, look. I don't think additives ever worked. You're gonna need some adjustments, let's put it that way. Oh, look at this Honda. The Trail 90. Is it 90 because it's 90 cc's? Wow, it's basically like a gas-powered bike. I bet you that was fun to ride, though. You meet the nicest people riding Hondas. Yep, nobody knows more about making motors for fishing. The new Cherokee is a Jeep and a half. 1974. Jeep was part of AMC. Would be for the next 1974 for the next 10 years. So it became part of Chrysler. Well, maybe shortly after that, maybe over 10 years. I forget exactly when it was. Taking care of your car. Yeah. Lots of things you used to be able to work on yourself on cars. More cigarettes. Oh, here's more AMCs. The AMC Matador. A guarantee you can understand. This guarantee is good for 12 months from the date the car is first used, or 12,000 miles, whichever comes first. Wow, advertising that comprehensive 12,000 mile warranty. They really stand behind their cars. Oh gosh, a double edge blade. What do we got? Solar power. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? The current energy shortage is much more than a temporary nuisance. If we don't get cracking now, say experts, it could turn into a long-term catastrophe. Here's a look at what we need to do. Well, I mean, what could go wrong? All this clean energy. I mean, it really, nobody was putting solar panels on their house back then. Except some hardcore folks who were getting in on the ground level. New coal technology. The Cinderella fuel comes out of this. What does that mean, the Cinderella fuel? Oy, oy, oy. It's interesting though. Shaking out all the coal conversion process may take a decade. Synthetic oil from coal powered this destroyer in a historic 30-hour test. MHD generators. Well, I know nothing about MHD generators, but I'm sure that will make an interesting read. Now, a battery-powered motorcycle. 1974. In this, we've already seen a battery-powered lawnmower. Now we got a battery-powered motorcycle. But using them big old lead-acid batteries. Oh, VW's passive belts challenge airbags. Why not use them together? Both seatbelts along with airbags. God, did the car companies just really kick and scream for years about being forced to install airbags. And honestly, this is where government regulation works. They're like, you all have to do it. You quit arguing about it. You do it. And the cost of it was equally spread out no matter what car you bought. And the cost of those airbags went down because you're selling millions of them every year. And then it doesn't even become a thought anymore about whether or not they're worth it or not. Automatic seatbelt straps, you in by itself. This was a popular thing in the 80s. They had, this would run along a track here. I've never seen a VW with it, to be honest, but I've seen lots of other cars with it. The only thing is, it does your shoulder strap, but you have to manually pull your lap belt. So the passive seat belts don't even challenge regular seat belts, much less airbags. Peugeot makes a subcompact diesel wagon. Hard to think that there were actually French-made cars that were sold in this country, but they did. Would you believe a 40 mile per gallon, 80 mile per hour wagon with a miniature diesel engine? Yeah, I believe it. Probably, took 28 seconds to accelerate from, 0 to 30, but instant movies from Polaroid. And now, this actually came out, and Edwin Land's Last Hurrah because this is obviously still in the development stage here, but those instant Super 8 cameras that Polaroid came out with were a huge, huge, huge bomb. They used cartridges, and you couldn't project them. You put them in like a light box where projection, and you saw them in this box that was yay big. But that was a crushing monetary loss for Polaroid, and I think that Edwin Land, who is the father of all things Polaroid, I believe that he was asked to politely retire after the instant home movie disaster, and I think that was. The other thing, of course, is the timing of it, which was I believe it was early '80s, just as VCRs and VCR cameras started becoming more readily available to the public, which made all Super 8, super expensive in comparison. But you know what? Those old Super 8 movies, if you go back and you watch like things on YouTube and stuff where they have footage from old Super 8 movies compared to early 80s, all through the 80s, early 90s home video footage, the Super 8 movie footage is much, much clearer, much better resolution, much brighter colors than those old home movie video cameras. There, I've said it. They see-through room divider. Oh, ease your home heating crunch this weekend. These were like this. I feel like this is some sort of Scandinavian design that was real popular in the early 70s. Oh, it's what? It's what?
It's Century Modern.
It's. I'm sure if anybody is listing these on eBay, they are Ames era mid-century modern. Even though they're not. They have some sort of. It seems like anything on eBay that has a very specific design, everybody just refers to as Ames era. He designed a lot, but not quite everything. What's new? Jet cleaner rubber buildup on airport runways. Oh, wow, never thought of that. Well, there you go. Has this ever happened to you? You tried scrubbing and spraying, but still rubber tire buildup on your runway. Underwater phones. Wow. One belt drive. It's gonna be a bummer when that belt breaks. You're kind of like when they moved from timing chains to timing belts, and those belts would break and basically would destroy the entire upper part of the engine. Quad receivers. We're still pretending like quadraphonic is gonna be a thing. Gas alert. Gas alert 1, gas alert 2. Interesting. For those people who have a Wi-Fi enabled refrigerator, this is a talking fridge. Want to replace that stodgy old kitchen bulletin board with a modern message center? Frigidaire's new refrigerator door has a built-in tape recorder and player, plus an AM/FM message center works on batteries or AC. Can be removed from the door for portable use. And you know, nobody makes a tape player and recorder like Frigidaire. Just joking. How much do you know about your car's brake system? Lots of good advice, I'm sure. Closing the lockbox, 4 sliding patio doors, glaze the front corner. Oh look, Ames Air. Joking. Put your portable drill stand. Sure, why not? So we're getting back here where we're getting more, less technology, less specific time-related things, and more of the how-to make things. Look at this whole garbage disposal. Oh, look at this Datsun. That's cool. That's the Lil Hustler. That's what they call that, the Lil Hustler. So this is the part that I usually skim through quickly. If there's anything that you think I should have stopped on. But when it gets to the back of the magazine and they start telling you how to make a doghouse or whatever, while that is very interesting, and those are all worthwhile articles, it's not necessarily something that's related to the time period. So it's for this examination, I don't find it quite as interesting. Not as interesting as the Plymouth Gold Duster. We buy the car, we'll cover the roof. What? I was like, one of them Landau roofs on it or something. Jeez Louise, Landau roofs. Which was like a faux convertible or something. FMC still exists, but they don't make no lawnmowers no more. Oh, you got your... How to let the mailman let you know that the mail came. Did the mail come today? No mail. Oh, that's right, because, yeah, it's a holiday. Always looking for an excuse. New digital design color TV. This is like that Bell and Howell one. It has some sort of digital printout of the channel, and I don't know, maybe it's got a clock in there too or something. This is Heathkit. What did they get for this? 550 clams. $550 in 1974 is a lot more of your paycheck than spending $550 on a 60-inch flat screen high definition television from Walmart that you can buy today. So I'm going to skim quickly past through here, but I am going to take the time to thank you for joining me in our little examination of this. Oh, these are these kit cars that I always see, but I probably have mentioned them in every one of these older magazines. Century Engineering Company. Never heard of them. But if you enjoyed visiting with us today, if you found it interesting, or in our whisper tones, you found it relaxing, I invite you to join us again. Hit the like button and subscribe, and you'll do it if you like to. And of course, we end up on a red hat. So if you enjoyed this, come back and visit again, where we'll go through some popular science. Well, I also have popular mechanics too, but I seem to have more popular science than I do mechanics. Thanks for visiting. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.